Assalamualaikum, Madam. We are from Group 5 and today we would like to represent you about facilities complaint process. Good morning, everyone. You may have a seat. Thank you for being here. I hope we'll have a productive meeting today.
Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you for taking the time to be part of today's meeting session. Let me introduce the members that present today. Firstly, we have our leader, Ms. Nurul Ain. I am Ms. Nurul Anis as the manager. Next, on my right, we have our technician, Ms. Damia, and our developer, Ms. Yasmin. And last but not least, we are joined by two user representatives, Ms. Aina, who represent the staff, and Ms. Shaira, who will represent the student. Now that we have introduced everyone, let's move on to the agenda for today's meeting. We will be discussing the e-aduan UiTM, the facilities complaint process. To begin, I would like to hand over to Ms. Yasmin, our developer, who will provide us with brief overview of the current process. Ms. Yasmin, please go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Anis. e-aduan UiTM is a customer feedback system. It was developed to provide a channel for customers to express their complaint on matters related to UiTM. There are three systems that can be used, which are e-aduan UiTM, e-aduan facilities, and e-aduan ICT. Each one of them has a different website that serves different types of complaint. e-aduan UiTM is used for general complaint of UiTM. e-aduan facilities is used for complaints about facilities in UiTM, such as landscape, telecommunication, mechanical, and electrical. And lastly, e-aduan ICT is used for ICT complaints. These websites can be accessed by all UiTM students anytime, anywhere. That's it for me. Back to you, Ms. Anis.
Thank you, Ms. Yasmin, for that clear explanation of the e-aduan UiTM process. Now, I will pass it over to our leader, Ms. Ain.
Thank you, Ms. Alice. As we have received some feedback and complaints regarding the facilities complaint process, we thought it would be helpful to hear directly for those who use the system. That is why we have two user representatives with us today to share their experience with e-aduan UiTM. Let's begin with Ms. Shaira, our student representative, to discuss how the student experienced the system.
Thank you, Ms. Ain, and I'm here today to share my personal experience as a student using the e-aduan UiTM system. As a student representative, I have been some of the challenge that students face when using the website. When I first heard about the e-aduan system, I was optimistic about its ability to help us report campus issue more efficiently. I thought it would be a straightforward process, but something I could easily use to report an important I encountered. However, when I actually went to use it, I quickly realized that the system was not as easy to navigate as I had hoped. The submission process was very complicated and time-consuming. For example, I struggled to find the right category for my complaint, and the form required a lot of detailed information that I didn't always have on hand, such as When we want to upload photo related to the report, it will take time loading using, especially when using BTM Wi-Fi, and sometimes the line is lag. The system very trouble. Why not just call or WhatsApp immediately the technician rather than have to submit the report to the site and have to wait the approval. Okay. They also not provide camera option to take pictures directly without transferring photo to any platform, such as we have to convert to PDF, and also easy guideline for student first time user to make a report, because to make a report they have long step or more steps to reach until the end of the report. Even after completing the form and submitting my issue, I didn't receive any immediate update. I was left wondering whether my complaint was even being looked into, or if I need to take further action. There was no tracking system to let me know my complaints, which left me uncertain and frustrated. As I talked to other students, I realized I was not alone. Many students face the same difficulties. We often find the system to be confusing, and because of this, we end up not reporting smaller projects. During the process, we will be too complicated, or that our issue will not be resolved in a timely manner. Additionally, the lack of follow-up and tracking means that once we submit a complaint, we have no way of knowing whether it's been addressed or not. This lack of communication breeds frustration and enhances a sense of helplessness among students.
Thank you, Ms. Shaira, for sharing your perspective. It is important for us to understand why and how students interact with the system. Next, let's hear from Ms. Aina, our staff representative, who will share her experience using e-aduan UiTM from the staff side.
Thank you, Ms. Ain. As a lecturer, I have encountered certain issues with classroom facility that affect the delivery of my lessons. One of the recent issues I faced was related to the malfunctioning of the LCD projector in one of the classrooms. The LCD projected in room 13 at the faculty building is malfunctioning. It is not displaying any image when I connect to my laptop, and the projector power keeps turning off intermittently. This issue has affected my ability to deliver the lecture effectively, as I rely on visual aids and slide for teaching. As a lecturer, I need functioning equipment to present lecture materials, and when the projector or connection to my laptop is faulty, it directly disrupts the learning environment and teaching process. So I report the issue with the projector in room 13 through the e-aduan system, hoping for a prompt resolution to avoid further disruption to my lectures.
Thank you, Ms. Aina, for sharing your experience with us. I'd like to ask both of you to elaborate on any challenges or issue you have faced while using the system. Ms. Shaira, how could you start by telling us about any difficulties you have encountered while using the system?
Thank you, Ms. Ain. The e-aduan UiTM system presents two major issues. First is the complicated submission process and the lack of a tracking system. The submission process is often confusing for students with unclear categories and excessive information required, making it time-consuming and frustrating. Many students struggle to fill out the forms correctly, which discourages them from using the system. Additionally, once a complaint is submitted, there is no way to track its progress. Without a regular update or a clear timeline for resolution, students are left uncertain about whether their issue is being addressed, leading to frustration and a lack of trust in the system. This issue makes the e-aduan system less effective and discourage students from reporting their concerns.
That is a valid concern, Ms. Shaira. Thank you for bringing it up. What about you, Ms. Aina?
Okay, while using the e-aduan system to report the issue about the projector, I encountered the response because the system itself was very slow in providing response. Despite submitting the complaint properly, I had to wait a long time before receiving any updates or feedback, which made it difficult to track the progress.
Other than that, I experienced poor communication as there were no detailed updates from the system or follow-ups from the technician to inform me about the progress of my complaint. Without this update, I was left uncertain about the status of the issue and when it will be resolved. This lack of follow-up made it difficult to plan my lesson and caused unnecessary disruption to my teaching. In conclusion, the delays and lack of communication through the e-admin system not only impact the timely resolution of the issue, but also highlight the need for improvement in both system responsiveness and communication to ensure that such problems do not disrupt the learning environment in the future.
Thank you both for sharing your thought on this. It's clear that there are a few key challenges that we are addressed with current system. From what I understand, the main issue are the complicated submission process, the lack of proper tracking system, delay process from the system, and poor communication between the user and technician. There are problems seems to be causing frustration on both sides. So it is important for us to find solution that work for everyone. Now, let's move forward to suggestion for improving the e-aduan UITM system to address these challenges. Anyone who would like to be the first one to suggest?
Before that, let me share from my perspective. One of the critical issues causing delay response is that the current website isn't optimized to deliver complaints to us in real time. Firstly, the website doesn't send complaints to the system immediately after users submit them. There is often a delay between submission and when it actually shows up in the database we use to track and address complaints. This happens because the website relies on batch processing, where it queues submission and process them at the intervals instead of immediately. Secondly, the system doesn't have any real-time alerts or notifications. As a result, I don't get notified when a complaint is submitted. The only way to know where there's a new complaint is to manually check the system, which isn't always practical, especially during busy periods. Additionally, there are times where the server is overloaded due to high traffic, especially during exam seasons or after mid-campus events. It slows down the entire process from submission to complaint resolution. What worse is that these delays create a chain of reaction. Users don't get timely updates, they lose trust in our system, and in some cases, they might even abandon the process together. This is not only affect the students but also the staff members who try to resolve the resolution.
That is an excellent observation, Ms. Damia. You have highlighted some critical flaws in the current system, particularly the lack of time functionality and how it impacts the overall efficiency of addressing complaint. You have brought up some important challenges, and I love to hear your thought on how we can solve them. What do you think we could do to improve the system? Maybe we could look into optimizing, adding the real-time alert, or even upgrading the whole framework. Your ideas could really help us create a better and more responsive e-aduan system.
Okay, to address this, I recommend implementing real-time data synchronization using push notifications. This way, complaints are sent to us as soon as users submit them. Okay? We can also explore upgrading the server capacity and optimizing the backend system to handle higher traffic overload. These changes will significantly reduce delays and improve our response times.
That is an excellent idea. Does everyone agree with this suggestion?
Yes,
we agree. Now let's move on to Ms. Aina. As representative of the staff, do you have any suggestion or ideas on how we could improve the system?
For me, I think to improve the submission process, we could eliminate the online submission system altogether and require all complaints to be submitted via handwritten letters, which would then be manually delivered to the relevant department. Does anyone have any opinion?
I'm sorry, Ms. Aina, but I strongly disagree with this suggestion, as eliminating the online submission system and relying on handwritten letters would only complicate the process. It would increase the time and effort required to submit and process complaints, leading to delays and inefficiencies. And additionally, manual submission would make it difficult to track complaints in real time, potentially causing important issues to be overlooked or delayed in resolution. And we know in today's digital age, an online system is much more efficient and streamlined for managing complaints.
Thank you for sharing your thought, Ms. Yasmin. Since you don't agree with the suggestion, could you propose an alternative solution?
Based on the issue about complicated submission process that Ms. Shaira brought just now, I would like to explain why the system was built that way. The university is a really big place and it will require a lot of precision so that the technician will know the exact place and things that need to be prepared. So, however, as a user, I do understand that this can be difficult and too time-consuming. Not to mention that not all users knows the exact names and things such as mechanical things and such on. So this will discourage users from filing a complaint. I think this suggestion would help to prevent the same problem happening again, which is enabling users to attach pictures or videos of complaint would help a lot in improving our system. This feature not only provides the confirmation that the damage is real, but also would help our user to convey the message effectively compared to written details that we used before this. Because sometimes I do receive a lot of complaints from technicians themselves saying that they do not understand what the users are trying to say, because before this, users just only can read, write and describe the damage. So it is a challenge for our technicians to understand, and for them they cannot really do a proper tools preparation. So I think by doing this, it would help all of us, whether we are users or technicians. So what do you think?
I agree with Ms. Yasmin's suggestion, and I would like to add another suggestion to address the issue of poor communication, just like how Ms. Aina mentioned before. I propose adding a complaint progress dashboard within the e-Aduan UiTM, e-Aduan UiTM system. This dashboard would provide users with a real-time view of their complaint issues status, showing which stage is it in. For example, they will say under review or being processed or resolved. It should also display the name and the contact information of the person or department responsible for each stage. This way, user will have a clear understanding of what's happening with their complaint and who to contact to update, helping to eliminate confusion and foster more trust in the system.
Those are some excellent suggestions. Does everyone agree with that? Or is there anything else you would like to add or suggest? If I may add, I have an idea that could complement what's been discussed so far. Perhaps we could consider manual tracking via email as a potential solution. While it might not be the fastest option, it allows us to provide personalized response for each complaint, which could be really helpful for sensitive or complex issues. Additionally, this approach is easy to set up quickly without requiring extensive new technology. This could be especially useful if the university doesn't have the resource for a large system right now. Another benefit is that staff can look at each case individually, offering the flexibility to tailor update based on specific situation. On top of that, email gives us written record of all communication, which can extremely helpful for follow-up queries or tracking process. Lastly, it is a user-friendly option. Almost everyone knows how to check their email, so it could be an accessible solution for those who might not be familiar with more complex tracking system?
Honestly, I don't think manual tracking via email is a good solution. First, it will cause slow response time. Imagine if the staff are busy or overwhelmed with per user, we have to wait each just to get updates. That's really not efficient. Second, there's a high chance of human error. Staff could easily miss an email or send the wrong update. And that's going to create a lot of confusion and frustration of users. Plus, there's no real-time update. User will be stuck waiting for someone to reply to their email instead of having instant access to their complaint progress. It just wastes everyone's time. In the long term, if this system work well, we really need something automated that's faster, more reliable, and consistent for everyone users.
That is a valid concern, Ms. Shaira. Do you have an alternative suggestion?
Based on my experience, the key use with the EML system is the lack of tracking system. Without a way to monitor the progress of complaint, students are left in the dark about whether their issues are being addressed. To improve this, I suggest implementing a tracking number for each complaint. This will allow students to check the status of their complaint in real time, receiving updates on whether it's been reviewed, assigned, or resolved, like Ms. Anis said before. Additionally, email or SMS notification will help keep students informed at each stage, so they are aware of any change or progress made. This will increase transparency, reduce frustration, and help students feel more confident in using e-admin.
That sounds like a good idea.
Do you also agree? Thank you everyone for contributing today's discussion. To summarize, we have addressed several critical issues with e-admin system, including the complicated submission progress, the lack of tracking system, delay process, delay response, and poor communication. We have agreed on practical solution to tackle these challenges. First, we will work on enabling a real-time notification system to ensure that technicians are immediately informed of new complaints. Second, we will implement a progress tracking dashboard and tracking number for users, ensuring transparency and better communication throughout the process. Additionally, user will be able to attach picture or videos to their complaint, making the process more intuitive and effective for both user and technician. This improvement aim to streamline the system, improve responsiveness, and build trust among the user. Thank you all for your valuable input and cooperation. Let's work together to bring this idea to life and create a better e-admin UiTM experience for everyone.